that on up there. All right. Greetings, everyone. Thank you, Sister Jacqueline, for tuning in. Well, should I say happy 2025? Y'all, we survived. Y'all, we thrived. And we have survived already. We made it from out of 24, so they say. And I do see where it's just now posting up. I guess because I'm sure the timelines are so flooded. We had an issue trying to get in right away. For some reason, it posted up early, but it didn't show us that it posted up at all. And so you all forgive me for the delay. But nevertheless, I made it through. How you doing, Sister Jacqueline? How y'all doing? I'm just glad to see that that we made it over. As you all know, some don't believe that we start the new year out in January. There is much teaching and knowledge that's out there that the new year starts in March. However, here in America and probably in a few other places, they started off in January. Either way, this is marked as 2025 here and not 2024. So I'm thankful, as you all know, every day when I see our people. Hey, dear Sister Angela, good to see you. So greetings. Happy 2025. And no, I did not celebrate, y'all. I came home. I caught myself getting my pitted olives and some cucumbers. And the moment I walk up to the door, y'all, I had my first test for 2025. Okay, I'm just going to chat it up a little bit to give some time to tune in. Greetings. Happy 2025 to everyone that's tuned in now. Thank you all so much. I'm just really, truly thankful to see you all. Give hearts. If you want to put your state where you're calling in for, yes, we wanted to do a few different things starting off on this 2025 notation. And so bear with me, you all. You've been doing a good job thus this far. And I can only pray that my determination has given some determination to you all to be patient and stick with me here. Nevertheless, I got this big smile on my face because I made it in, because I didn't think, hey, you got Tennessee in the house. My mother was born in Tennessee. Yes. My mother was born in Tennessee. So it's a beautiful thing. I think I was in Tennessee in 2021. Well, and then again, I had a speaking engagement that I posted up a while back at a church there that I spoke at in Memphis, Tennessee, actually 2 years ago. It seemed like it was just a year ago, but how y'all know how the time go by real fast. And so I'm just thankful. So everybody, you come in, if you want to drop your state where you're coming in from, then that'd be great. I know to send out some major prayers, of course, all over the world, but more importantly, right now, here in our homeland, because we need it. And so I'm not going to give you guys a doom gloom message on 2025 because I'm just too happy to make it. Hey there, Brother Starks. Good to see you, brother. And so I'm just happy. Y'all know I'm always happy. I always got something to be happy about. I had a lot to cry about in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. And so that's how it only made sense, you all, that the theme for this year, y'all gonna see me go back and forth with the strive, thrive, survive in 2025, just as long as it's got that "I've" in it. So I'm just like, that little song came to mind from back in the day, but my voice is just too hoarse. No, I have not been yelling. It's just, I went on a little cleanser spray, I guess, with the cucumbers, you all. Not, I guess, of course, I know. This is Wellness Wednesday, so we know cucumbers is like a cleanser. It can operate as that, and I use the organic cucumbers, the little mini ones, where you get several, because I wasn't able to get out to farmland or to any farmers at that point. So I got a chance to get some of those, and they just clear out everything in you. Like, oh my God, it's like anything that you eat with mucus, the cucumber will bind it up and send it on. But out of all fairness, I do sprinkle the lemon, fresh lemon, or either organic lemon juice on my cucumbers a lot of the times when I just want just a little flavor or taste. Anywho, y'all, that is a natural cleanser. I mean, it cleanses the gut. As you all see, I won't stand up right now, but I've already like literally lost at least 5 pounds, maybe 7 pounds since then I try to stay away from the scale as much as possible because, of course, even though I'm not obese or overweight, still, we all want to be, where we feel our most comfortable. And what I'm saying is that even when I did the bean pies, and even though I had my dear beloved brother to go ahead and do the challenge of making mine in the vegan version, still those were ingredients that I wasn't accustomed to. And then instead of eating one bowl of soup, a lot of times I would do two. And so you pay attention to that. And so I'm going to start off saying pay attention to the how much, because the how much does matter. Anywho, my daddy from the South, my step-up dad, Pastor Josh Stokes, he said, no, keep that way, daughter. You look good. You look good. You tell him that your daddy said that you look good. I'm like, Daddy, that's not going to work because I'm not a little girl. Okay, y'all, I act like it sometimes, but nevertheless, I'm just like excited. And I'm like, oh, the body, when I tell you, because of what's going on in the atmosphere, you all, if you stick on some form of heal it, I told y'all I don't like the diet, so I changed that a couple of years ago. I'm the one that started the heal it saying that I know of, and I don't hear as many, but hopefully it'll spread about. Now that you all see what's going on with Congress, it's so much that's going on with John F. Kennedy, with Elon Musk and all the rest of them, that they're, pairing together with Big Pharma and the drug administration. It's just so much. And it's right now what I want to say that I think would be the healthiest thing for us to do, so that our anxiety level for those of us who are here in America and in any other parts of the country that receive food and products from America, I think that our best bet is to stay really prayerful, meditate and pray. Do your best to still find your nearest farmers that do not use pesticides and non-heirloom seeds. When you ask them that, they know automatically what that means. Non-GMO seeds, meaning they're growing natural foods. You all, this is still the way. As you all see, we always say that life is a cycle. His story repeats itself. Well, if you really know that and we really believe that, then what I'm saying is not foreign. What I'm saying makes sense to you all. And I just like to reiterate, and I like to remind myself and you all that this is no more than our reasonable service, our reasonable, healthy service for ourselves, even in 2025, when technology has gone to another level, even with all of the talk about the robots taking over. You all know, I know some of you all are on there. You all are hearing what's going on. Hey, Sister Laura. Hey there, Brother Ali. Good to see you all tune in. You all know that this is something that we have to keep our minds. You all hear me say this all the time. Somebody may even put a meme up one day with me doing this. No, it's not a symbol, and what it says is us to keep our minds right, and as righteous as possible, with all of the many distractions that's deliberately set here before us. That's what it means. I do know that I post a lot of things on Instagram, and I flood my time. Of course, it's Lauren and different ones that are in on my Felicia and Jordan, and underneath it says Dr. Chef Felicia and Heal on my Facebook page. And any of you all that's still following on Instagram, you all know I'll post up a lot of reports, but I don't elaborate on them as much. You want to know why? Because I don't like to have to backtrack off of something that I stated when you don't have all of the facts, all of the truth. Or I don't like acting like I didn't participate in saying something was going to be and it wasn't. And with us that call ourselves spiritual, and we have this Christian background and these religious backgrounds, it's so easy for a lot of us that's been trained to do that in ministry to just get so used to just calling out stuff when stuff look like it's going to be something that's not. And then you left looking like a fool, or looking like, They was just going along with the fad because everybody else is saying it, and they didn't do their homework. And so I'm one that for 2025, just like I did for 2024, I like to thrive to only to do my best to wait certain things out, because nothing is concrete when you're dealing with your adversary. Nothing is solidified until it's like trying to say you know which way the wind is going to blow every day. We don't. The God complex that some of us have really do wish that we knew. I'm an air baby. Some of y'all might know what that means. And I also am earthbound. uh, my brain can go to some dimensions for sure in the heavens of the heavens. And I tell you right now, the only thing that makes sense in order for us to be able to survive and strive and thrive into 2025, you all past this date, is I see is us connecting to, as they say, the source. Some say to God. Some say to their Holy Spirit. Some say to the Hurrah. Some of them say to Allah. Whatever your source is, that brings you a peace of mind, whatever your source is. And I have to say it like this, you all, because I can't act like I'm not one that has not met a lot of people and talked to a lot of people all around the world. Not as many as I would like to. So I am thinking about doing some new things this year. I'm going into some training to make sure that I'm able to do that, so that you be more well versed on what's happening around the world, and not just getting our information mostly from the internet. We know what that is, and we know that it changes on a regular basis. So think about it. If it's something that's unsure and something that would change on a regular basis, then that means that it'll have your mind going all over the place. And this can equal stress and anxiety. I hear it and I see it. I am one that when I check out our news and different information and feeds from those that claim to be conscious and from those who just like to spill the beans that's of the other persuasion, then I look and I see, I go into the comments most of the time, and I look and see what the minds of our people are that's commenting. But then, y'all, catch this. Just in case you didn't know, please like and share, y'all. Please like and share. Did you all know that they have an algorithm set up to where they have what we call strolls? We call them strolls, thinking that they're going to say something negative all the time. Guess what, you all know? They can say positive things. And they use them also to ask questions as well, just to shift your mind into another direction, whether it be that they're trying to get you to agree to what's being posted and what's been heard, or whether it is to get you to think something negative of what's been posted. Oh yeah. So we used to think that trolling, like what I experienced a few years back, where you all know when I came through here, I use it because it's a good example. The pop-ups with sexual things and how they would pop up certain things in the chat. Well, now that is based off of most of the time, that's based off of what you're doing on your internet. Just in case you all didn't know. That's based off of what you're doing on your internet when you when we come before you all. That's based off of what you're looking into. That's not the trolls. Some will try to make you think that it's a troll. No, it's them that have been trolling, that now they have extra access to your computer. Now, granted, it can be hacked when you get into the thousands. However, I'm saying this for you all to know, going into 2025, you all don't be deceived. Don't allow yourself to stress out. I see far too many comments with people saying, you know what? I don't know what to believe in now. I see far too many comments stating, and I appreciate them being honest, because in this way, people like myself that work in the field of counseling, coaching, and prayer, and sending out good positive energy to our people, we do need to know when you all are confused. This is the reason why I set the record straight last week on my status as a woman, concerning how I will be able to flow into this year like I did last year. And it's been an uphill journey. When I say uphill, I mean my brain has been able to be free to elevate beyond the image of just being a health and wellness coach, or being one that works in have my own healing type of ministry, where I'm not so bombarded with religion to the point to where I can't see our people from where they are. Because we used to have a saying, you all, it's just water. We used to have a saying, you all, that it's not good to be so holy to where you're no earthly good. And what we mean by earthly good, it goes beyond giving people something tangible. It goes beyond just finding one subject matter to focus on. Not saying that that's not helpful to some, but I mean, it goes beyond, it's more universal to where people can see light through you, to the point to where even if you didn't say anything, they can feel your spirit, your energy. They know that it's more to you than what you're able to say on these on these platforms. This is where we all need to thrive and survive and strive to do in 2025, you all. Ask God to give you strength to be your authentic self in your best form of who you are, who you've been created to be, regardless of what's going on around you. They have not released, that we know of, an atomic bomb right now. Yes, we are in a form of chemical warfare through the food and the drink, and somewhat throughout the air as well. However, think about it, you all. Those of us are tuning in now and later, would you really be interested in finding out the truth about the matter of what's going on if Satan had really truly conquered your whole entire mind? Shouldn't that really tell us the power that we actually do have when we join in minds, when like minds gather together? Shouldn't that say a lot, seeing that you have a million different thoughts and a million different images that's shown before this internet and on television, that if your mind is strong enough, if your mind is consistent enough, if your mind is at that level to where you still know how to go past all of that, just to get to little old me, Dr. Hill, Dr. Michelle. Y'all some bad, what's that back in the day? What's that back in the 70s, 80s? They used to say, yes, man, y'all some bad mama jammers. And I mean that. I mean that from my whole heart. I gotta give props. Do you hear me? So all of the distractions, some of you all saw where a lot of my content was gone, and I want to give you all that credit. Some of you all, was wondering, what was this little lady at? Where's she at? Where's she at? And I tell you, the devil was being very crafty, you all, intentionally, to try to keep me from being able to come back and connect with you all, from the shutting down of my computer, from the taking away of my phone number, my number I had for 10 years, way before I even started coming before you all. I mean, it was so much in my home, my everything. And I was like, gosh, but along the way, each step of the way, I had powerful, strong-minded, spiritually loving, supportive, mature men and women, sisters and brothers, mothers and fathers, grandparents, leaders from all over saying, don't you give up. You just get out the way. Do what God has placed you here to do. Don't worry about anything. You're going to get back everything. And I want to say that and encourage you all on this 2025, because I know I'm not the only one that went through major tests. I would not, I can't be that selfish to think that I'm the only one that needed support, the only one that needed an encouraging word. Obviously not, because I wouldn't be able to come before you all on this Wellness Wednesday or Motivation Monday after all of the extras that was going on. Yeah, I know most would have given up. Most would have given up, especially if you found out the lies have been spread about you, or been twisted. The truth has been twisted with the lie that still turned out to make it deceitful. I know most would not be able to handle that. But I'm telling you now, when you tune in to truth, when you tune in to good spirits, that's what happens. Good energy. That's what happens. God will bring about clarity in your life. And you'll know, because you'll be able to do one of these. A simple task is, I'm just glad to see that girl made it. I'm just glad to see their brother hanging in there. You know, yeah. Hey, y'all, I don't know how to be nobody but myself. Somebody just said it to me. One of my brothers, my big bro, I'm gonna call him Big Brother Jay. He said, "You unstoppable, aren't you?" I said, "I don't know. I think there everybody had their time and their season, and but I said no. I said the Spirit of God in me is unstoppable, and it's the same for you all, the same. And I don't want us to lose sight of that, no matter what goes on from this day forward in the year of 2025. You all, I hear a lot of what some of you all hear, even more that I know I cannot share them because wisdom has to kick in. Do you want to be able to share half of what it is that you know that could help your people, or do you want to be able to share none by allowing yourself? And I know I don't have another platform set up right now to where I can do that. So I chose to see the glass as halfway full by being able to share what I can and trust that the spirit and the mind that you all have as my beautiful melanated, beautiful people from all over, that you all would be able to pick up on certain things that I'm able to say and say, okay, let me research that. Let me look into that. And then some of you all are so clever. Some of you all are so smart and intelligent and so in tune, to slip me in, to slip in a Gmail at Dr. Shelf Health and Wellness at gmail.com, or you'll slip in at the Dr. Shelf 1798.com, or you'll call the 618-388-8100 number. And some of y'all got the direct 314 number starting with the 705. And you all are calling and say, what did you mean, Dr. Shelf, by such and such and such? What do you mean, Doc? And I mean, y'all just don't know how much that gives me life and breath, just to know that, all of us aren't blinded by the tricks and the snares of the adversary. Some of us actually want to live. Some of us actually want to go beyond just eating to live. You want to actually live a life to where you're able to see how to truly navigate at your best in life. And so that's what I like to encourage us to do on this Wellness Wednesday. Now, no, we're going to get into the nitty gritty. I know you all, we didn't. I apologize. We wasn't able due to me having to shift and having to cater to that week that I shared that we would have the product up for the scrub and our moisturizer. Yes, we will have it this year, just like we did have the my vitamins. Yes, everything had been put back on hold because I turned down. I am what they call on the block sister. And using my martial arts skills that Brother Nita and Ricky. I'm like, yeah, my block game was hard. I don't care what anybody is presenting me, and I hope that you all do the same, just like you do when you find out that certain food is not good for you, or they done so-called got a recall on something legitimate, just like they're saying now, recall at Costco's. And you all that shop at Costco's, I did 2 years ago, but not much. Because it wasn't much that I could get there that was good, but out of desperation, because the weather was changing here and we didn't have access right away to certain farmland. And so I shopped a few times there at Costco's, but I know about the recall on the eggs, you all, with the salmonella poison. And ironically, they're showing this the organic eggs for those you all that are still on using your eggs or protein. So for those you all that might have gotten called in, they called out the states. Ironically, it's the southern states, mostly North Carolina. I believe I saw Alabama. You all look it up. I believe certain parts of Mississippi. It was just certain areas. Now, where they would grow the most chickens, where the most would hatch, ironically, they would get the worstest batch. And ironically, that would be mostly our areas. Y'all, that's what I mean by us keeping our minds clear. So any questions that you all have, feel free to ask them now. I'm going in full-fledged. Yes, I do have a meeting at 3:30, so I should be in for a little bit over an hour for you guys. Yes, I did want to tune in at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, but like I stated, it wasn't allowing us to boot in enough time. So I have an hour. I'm giving the first day of the so-called year. The first day of the so-called year, I'm giving it to you all with pleasure and with much, much humility, much joy, much peace in my heart. Today more than other days. Okay, Dr. Shell, so great to see you. So good to see you too, Sister Lauren. I meant to send you a happy 2025. You are so beautiful. Thank you, brother. Um, Pray for my marriage. I sure will, Sister Jacqueline Frontier. You all pray for Sister Jacqueline Frontier marriage. Absolutely. I do sessions. Believe it or not, I've been doing sessions um, for almost 25 years now, you all, marital sessions. And it's no surprise that I would get tested with it myself. So I most definitely would do that, sister. As you know, I had my major test with it. And I know everybody's situation is different, but I know that they can bring about a lot of stress and anxiety. So that is a health concern. And anybody that tries to ignore that and think that it does not or cannot have a major effect on your mental health and spiritual. So if you have a spiritual life, then that just means that you've never been married. So you all, please, let's honor her request, because we know that that's not always easy to come before and to ask for a special request for marriage. So if you would like to call in, Sister Jacqueline, or via text to 314, no, not the 314. You get the 314 number when you schedule in for your consultation, but text 618-388-8100. Now, let me see, can I get that into the chat? And while I'm putting this into the chat, you all do tell, even if it's some information that you all think that would be helpful. I want to start this off different, new. If there's some helpful information or links that you all would like to share that you think that would be good for our people and be helpful information, I will most definitely assess it, and we can just start discussing some of these things outside of just fruits and vegetables. I think that you all know. Look at me, my mind is so on 2025, y'all. I typed in there 2025. Oops. Oh, I didn't look. I didn't have to do a happy 25. Some of my brain was, my fingers just went. Hey there, Sister Briggs, Dr. Chef. I haven't ordered for some time, but do you have vitamin D products? As of right now, I wish that I could say yes, but I do not. However, I am hearing a lot of good reviews, you all. I have to look some more into it, but I'm hearing a lot of good things from those who are going. What's this? It's a black line, Black Girls, Vitamin D, Sister Angela Briggs. I've been hearing about those that they so far so good. Different ones are saying that they're getting good results back. Test results are coming back really great. So as of right now, I would say that it wouldn't hurt to look into those and try their brand. The other one, they ran out of stock when they that I was looking into promoting, and that was the liquid vitamin D. Good. It wasn't oil. I did, for that month that I taken it, I did feel some difference. But since that was the summertime when I shared that information with you all, I don't know if he was tuned in or not then. When I was sharing the liquid vitamin D, um, it was plant-based. They had the option for you to get a vegan version. That company was out of Switzerland, and unfortunately I couldn't push forward because they were honest enough to let me know that they were going to be out of stock that following month. That's how much they took off with how potent their vitamin D and D3 was. As a matter of fact, give me a second here. And Sister Edna, I don't know if she going on another cruise or not, but Sister Edna just asked me about that company. They may be back in stock now. And so if they are, then I will start back recommending them, you all. So I'll be looking into that. So please don't forget to ask me about the update concerning that. Okay. because Sister Edna just asked me about those D3s, but no, I do not. I'm sorry. Um, that is one that I am working with a brother. He is working on creating. He is a scientist, well known throughout the community for having some of the best products. I send those that's from Missouri here, but he also does ship. You can go online, brother Alvin. Um, Trying to see if I had his card. I got to be more better prepared, you all, for 2025. Brother Alvin, has a card. I'm gonna share that information. So if you want to text that information into me, Sister Angela, then please do that, and then I can text you back. Be persistent still, because it's just me right now. I had to. My heart was set to work around people's schedule. I know what it is when people are overworked and they get overwhelmed, and then the quality of service goes down. And so I'm very, because I have experienced that and seen that, especially the past few years. Um, I consider that everybody's work ethics will not be the same as yours, even if they have good intentions, even if they really desire to truly be a help. It doesn't mean that they're always able to be. Um, yeah, it's not. It doesn't mean that their schedule will always allow them to be um, the force or the help that they desire to be. Maybe in due time. Just know that I fully understand that. Okay, I just put the number in there. I was brainstorming, you all. So come on, y'all, share some good stuff with me. Come on, y'all got something. It's 2025. I know some of you all have family that were going underneath their different regiments or hillets. I pray that they wasn't doing any diets. I'm gonna put my email number. Anyone that want to send any cash apps, then you can do that as well. Yes, I have been hearing about the cash app, you all, but I personally thank God has not been experiencing any issues there. Just so you know, and you can call in and receive. Oh wow, let me get out of there. You can call in. I have to remember that's not my old computer, y'all. Anything that I touch on this computer is so sensitive. I have to. I had to get used to it, y'all. I had to get used to it. But look, as I say, pray for me. look, send me that extra patience there that I need. And I'm going to put the email address in here as well, you all. Sorry about that. Should already had it done, but since we got held back, I wasn't able to get set up the way I would normally be able to. But it's okay. I'm in. That's all that matters. And so even when you push the shift button, it won't do. It's not a default. It's just I need to get used to learning their different keys that they have on this one. It's one of those little notebook things. Chrome. Yeah, it's a Chrome. Um, but it's all good. I'm not gonna complain. Oh God, come back to me. Yeah, let me stop. Let me slow down. This thing is fast, you all. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious, that scared me. Okay. Fear is not of the Lord. I know y'all like Dr. Shell too happy. And believe it or not, you all, I haven't even eaten yet today. That's going to show you the power of fasting, because I wanted to start off um, I wanted to start this 2025 off with a fast, because it only makes sense to do so. Drinking, yes, I would drink my water. I still believe that if you know that you've been deficient, especially if you have not checked your levels of minerals that's in your body, your vitamin D, B, if you're low on energy at all, if you suffer from headaches, if you have been trying and yo-yoing back and forth with different types of hillets, not diets, hillets, then I recommend that you still take your vitamins that you don't have to take with food. Still drink those. That's what I do, you all. I take my vitamins um, with my water, even when I'm fasting, because of the environment that we live in. We can't trust that your immune system is going to always be strong enough. It should be. If you are eating homegrown non-GMO food, and if you're not dealing with a lot of extra stress outside of what you eat, your body should be, we should be strong enough. But because we have different DNA, we have different things going through our bloodstream, which I do have to address that as well again too. That yes, you all don't believe the hype. That just because there are those who've never tried and those who are very highly uneducated in the areas of how to eat right according to your blood type, don't get caught up in the name blood type. Yes, there was some really the history of how they dealt with us during slavery, about the blood type and how they mixed up things. Yes, that has more truth to it than not. However, let's not allow ourselves to be ignorant. And what I mean by ignorant, I mean ignore, the base word ignore. Don't ignore the knowledge behind what's in your body. If it didn't matter what was in your blood and the type of blood you have, whether they named it A, B, C, O, B, Q, R, S, T, U, V, it doesn't matter. If you couldn't tell what was going on in the cleansing and how important the cleansing of your blood was, then we wouldn't have such thing as sickle cell anemia, which is inflammation within the blood that causes blood clotting, that causes your cells to be unhealthy. If it didn't matter, it wouldn't matter whether or not you got a blood clot that could cause an aneurysm, or that could cause a heart attack. If it didn't matter what was in your blood or the type of blood that you had, regardless of what they call your type, then there wouldn't be no way of testing to see that there is something in the blood that's poison. If it didn't matter, then you've been injected with any type of things that could cause that. That means we can't be you couldn't be affected if you go into a hospital, or if you are with a mad scientist that has caused your that's injecting you. Then that means we have no fear of being injected by any poison. That also means the jab, right? Then that means then COVID is just completely. It was just a complete total hoax, right? That means nobody was affected because after all, they did inject this in your bloodline. This that the injections went into your vein. So this is what I mean by you all. You do have to really use some common sense. And I know it's not as common anymore when people make big claims and they've already told you in their own way that they're not a doctor, they're not a scientist, they're not a chemist, they're not a biologist, they're not, and that's not to say that all of them know everything. That's the reason why they're constantly practicing and studying. And I'm not talking about the ones that's becoming these things to depopulate us. I'm talking about for those who honestly have done it because they love looking into and learning about the body. There are some that are there. I'm one of those. If I hadn't become a naturopathic practitioner, I most definitely, hey there, Sister Sandra, I most definitely would have went into biology. And it's not to say that in DNA, that's not to say that it's completely out of the picture, y'all. See, because I like to deal with that and get my hands and put on a lab coat and go right into seeing what's going on internally with our people and with self, because that's the only way. Think about it. Anything that you care about, you figure out how it works, what make it works. Men, you all work on your cars. The brothers is tuning in. You work on cars. You try to figure out how to fix your bike. You always, God just seemed to have given most men that ability to form, to be the original creator of things. Or you want to learn how to build a house or to be a builder, then you go into the ins and outs and learning how to build, the mathematics behind it. You learn the science, you learn the material. Well, that's the same way we're supposed to be about our bodies. No, you don't have to get a degree to study up on these things now. This is the advantage of us being able to have access to the internet. You can literally self-teach yourself certain things. And then what you feel like you don't know, you go to those who are more versed than you are, or who have the years underneath their belts and ask them about it. And please choose somebody that's honest, not a know-it-all, but someone that actually doesn't mind telling, that don't mind telling you, well, you know what, I'm not for sure about that, but I have someone that I can refer you to that may have more information in this area. Or just honest enough to say that I'll look into that. This is the beauty. Hey, Sister Star, good to see you. This is one of the beauties that I love about not being egotistical or being narcissistic about when it comes down to knowing that we have all of this knowledge out here. And for one person to ever think that we can actually absorb all of that knowledge and know everything, that tells you right there whether or not you should seek information elsewhere. Because none of us, no one of us here right now, here that I know of, have all of that information. Why else would we be one that would be looking into search engines, into the internet, trying to find out information? Why else? This is the reason why you see people posting up different information and clips, which does not give you the whole truth about anything. It's easy for us to call out who's unhealthy and who's not based off of what we see them doing. That's not prophetic. That's not a big mystery. If I see an obese person, then I know that means 9 times 10 they have a disorder of overly indulging in food for a particular reason. It can be psychological, mental. It could come from childhood trauma. It could come from. It could be environmental. It could be genetically. It could be that stress has caused them to eat themselves and make food their first lover. It's so many dynamics here to set that none of us can sit here honestly. If you're honest and you're not being too egotistical, then none of us can sit here and say that there's only one way that something is or not. And it is always easier to denounce something that you are ignorant in or that you are unknowledgeable about. But that also shows our level of maturity and whether or not we really truly do care about the truth being out to the people. It doesn't take anything from me as a naturopath to say that I'm not for sure about something or that I have to look more into something. That's the reason why when some of you all send or you via text, that some of you all that have gotten consultations, you take advantage of sending me labels and different things, and I'll tell you if it's a new product on the line, I haven't gotten a chance to call the 1-800 number or do the research on it, I will let you know. Sister, brother, I don't know much about this particular product, but give me a little time. I'll look into it. And when I do, then based off of the information that's been provided to me, I'll be able to tell you whether or not this is an A grade, meaning the best, all natural, a B grade, meaning it got 1 or 2 things that could be a little questionable, so don't eat it all the time, or a C grade, meaning it got more than 1 or 2 ingredients in there that may not be good for you, and I wouldn't recommend you to eat it no more than, if you just gotta have it, I recommend that you not have it no more than once out the month, if at all. A D or F grade, meaning I will not recommend you to eat it at all. We're going to set you up for a coaching session if you are, especially if you already have preconditions, meaning diseases within the body that's caused by inflammation, constipation, that's caused by anxiety, that's caused by stress, that's caused by overeating, that's caused by you being chemically unbalanced. So y'all, then 2025, yeah, y'all, I'm not going to use the term that I'm coming in to be a beast, because I am human and divine, just like you are. However, I don't plan on cutting any corners when I hear the nonsense that could take our people out of here, especially critical information about your blood type. That matters. Okay, Dr. Hill, have you tried it yourself, since you mentioned about having experience? Yes, I have. Over 20 years ago, I noticed that outside of the toxic meat that I do not prefer to eat, listen to my words very carefully, but even when I did, prior to eliminating all meats from the way I ate, I still noticed that when I went to the halal, listen to me closely, like and share, you all. Please like and share, because it's so important. Thank you, Sister Star. Yeah, I'm glowing because I got, oh no, I'm not, y'all, let me get back on. I'm gonna stop it. I'm going the turmeric drug, girl. I tried that turmeric drug, girl. Whoop, whoop. It had the shea butter and a little bit of coconut oil and all. Okay, y'all, let me get back off. Okay. I'm gonna make some, y'all. I'm gonna make some because I couldn't read the little number, the little it's kind of got a little smeared out. It's a sister that make it, y'all, but I'm gonna share that one because it's the stuff. It's the stuff. Okay, back to the blood type. Here we go. I went even before I stopped eating meat, all meat, you all. I'm telling you now, and I'm telling you now, I'm gonna actually get the bottle. So remind me in about the next 5 or 10 minutes when I get finished sharing this with your sister Star, and then I'm gonna show you all because you technically can make this on your own. What I did was I noticed that even as I walked off a fish, I'm speaking from experience, not from he say, she say, and what somebody else say. Even before I realized what the meat industry was doing to a lot of the meat, you all, meaning the poisoning of the meat, even down to the fish from out of the water. When I practiced the how to eat to live according to my blood type, which is a universal blood type, I realized that my cramps started to go away. Yeah, I wasn't practicing how to eat by the Elijah Muhammad at the time. I had no real knowledge of that at the time. I told you if I can't keep it a billion with you all, 1 million, I won't come before you. I think you all know that about me by now. I got enough missed segments for technology from technical issues or moving issues. From let me hold back and wait till I get that clarity that what I should say. Okay. My body had already started to transform. My skin already had started to glow. Okay. I didn't have any vitamins at all that I trusted 20 years ago. Listen to what I said. I didn't have no vitamin company outside of one company that my neighbor shared with me that went through the fruit. You all would know it if I said it. Anywho, I had none that I trusted. I'm honest and I'm being honest. After doing my research, I had none that I trust. And then I wind up becoming a independent sales associate through Amway. You all know, some of y'all heard about Amway. And my God, I was just propositioned by someone that's been part of it for years ago. And I said, well, brother, I've learned a lot more since I first, started working with you all. And I remember back then you only had a couple of items that actually helped heal the body. And I said, and so now I wonder what it is now. And so when I looked at the ingredients, I just saw too much of soy lithium. I saw too many other artificial natural flavors and things that I could not agree with. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't help at all, but it means that you wouldn't get the highest quality of natural ingredients in certain things that they had now. And so I couldn't take up on it. Bottom line is that was the only company that had vitamins that I had felt some results from at the time, and at the time with my ex-husband. That's what we used because that was the only company that I knew about at that time that were doing some good things. And so saying all that to say that I picked up the book, How to Eat Right According to Your Blood Type. I prayed about it. I was desperate to help heal my daughter. I was desperate to help heal my ex-husband at the time. They had high blood pressure, anxiety, and a whole lot of other things going on. Had picked up rapid weight within the first year of marriage. That caused a whole lot of everything, you all, not to go too far off into that, but I'm just using it as an example of just how desperate I was to find something that would help my family. My daughter, I was still being, Nijay was still being pushed to the side. All of the conditions and the epilepsy that I was seeing that was taking place after getting the immunization shots, meaning I did not have the knowledge that I have now 26 years ago. I was just on that path. And this, as you all know now, just with the research that you can do on your own, how much time it takes to learn a lot. And then once you start to sharing this information with others that's not into it, even if they work in the health and wellness field, oh my God, y'all, I wasn't around a conscious community at that time that had more knowledge in those areas. I wasn't, even with coming back and forth from Illinois to St. Louis at the time, I did not, and then you had to be very careful on who you did that with, because some of them would be involved with other spiritual things that just did not agree with your lifestyle. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so I'm like, okay, God. So it took me time and time again to have to learn and educate myself beyond classes, to educate myself beyond herbalists. I had to keep studying and digging because I had a reason to not give up on trying to figure out what is it that would be best for our body types that can help us live life without being so sick. Well, naturally, my daughter started to improve majorly to the point to where the doctor said, keep doing what you're doing. Whatever you're doing is working. I had wind up helping to reverse disease in my ex-husband for the time that he could discipline himself to do some of the things that he hadn't even taken himself completely off of meat at that time. Cholesterol dropped, high blood pressure dropped. Energy was back up. I'm telling you all what I had experienced. 40 pounds, almost 40 pounds of weight that was lost. My cramps went away. My migraines went away. I was anemic. So my blood flow, meaning I used to have hands and feet that were cold all year round, even in the summertime. My body wouldn't even sweat. So go to show you that even though I was still small frame, the breads that I did eat, which I wasn't a big bread eater, but still the bread and the junk food that I was eating was clogging my pores to the point to where I couldn't sweat well. Even though I was regular, y'all. I was regular, meaning I had a bowel movement every time I ate. And I wasn't eating a lot. I didn't glut. Now, I will say that I believe that salads played a major role with the water content that was in the salads that could be somewhat trusted at the time. It did a grand and trying to flush my system out. And I always had a fixation, and I am going to call it a fixation, with lemon water and drink and green tea. So I do believe that helped. And I do know that there are some people that say, don't do the tea now. Well, you all know it's the tea bags themselves. You want to make sure that those are not laced with chemicals. But it is best to get the herbal teas yourself and steep it yourself. I have my steeper, my tea steeper that I showed you all that, wait a minute, I have one. Here you go. I got this one from the grocery store. It's not even open. I bought 2 of them. And you can put this in some warm water or cold water, or I say room temperature water. You place about a tablespoon. Y'all see this? I got this from a grocery store here called Dearborg's, but for you all area, it would be Whole Foods or possibly Kroger's. Whatever is your main food area. Or now I'm sure if you go online to Amazon, you might be able to find these. It's made out of stainless steel. What it has, what you can't probably see here, you all said it has holes. It has little holes in there. You see the holes? And you can put that in there if you don't want to take any chances with the bags. That was something I was meaning to get around. And as you see on the thing, you swirl it around for about, it says about, it doesn't even give a lot of instructions. It is BPA free, 100% guaranteed satisfaction. It's considered an infuser. It is dishwasher friendly. It does have a website on here called goodcook.com, and is made from out of California. It is stainless steel. You don't want to keep stainless steel in anything hot past a few minutes, past 10 minutes, because it has been known that sometimes metal, if it's not 100% stainless steel, can seep into your drink when it's hot. And so that's why I don't recommend us to do really hot drinks, especially if you are dealing with high blood pressure, and you know you're not eating healthy, meaning that you're constipated, then you want to have your drink warm to room temperature. That's the best for your bloodstream. Once again, that blood flow in order to break through any form of mucus. Like even with me, I have not been eating any breads. This any type of breads or anything for the past week or two. Yes, it set me up when I was able to lose the 5 to 7 pounds that I have already. And you can imagine it comes from around the gut area. And since I'm a woman, my brassiere, that used to write proper term, and then you see it easily up in my cheeks and a little bit in the fattening of the neck. It don't take much, you all, as you all know, it don't take much. And so I'm saying, and that's with eating healthy breads, no white breads, no nothing. Going back into blood type, it wasn't until I started paying attention to my blood type, and I do provide those personalized blood types that exclude meat. And for those you all that are still struggling or still on that path and you still want to practice, then I do allow you all to know which ones. And I still highly, highly encourage you not to eat much of it if you are still in that zone or in that place to where you feel like there's no harm in eating any meat. Whether it be spiritual for you or whether it be religious or whether it be that's just your preference. I had to allow myself to reach my people where they are and then just set the example, and you be the one to tell me whether or not you're ready to get to that next level. It's not my place to be your King Kong judge. It's not my place. My place is to serve you all with as much love, grace, and with as much motherly natured kindness, determination and passion and love and love and love and love and love. I can't stress that enough. That I humanly possibly can. And so this is the reason why I've taken this approach, because I've won more people over with making sure that I just provide the information and that you show for patience. In your patience possess you your soul. So if in your patience possess you your soul, then you must know that means that in your patience possess you your health and your wellness of 2025. And so I'm saying that to say that I can never say that something is not true when it comes down to how you eat and whether or not it affects your blood. Because that's all we're saying if you say that there's nothing to eat right according to your blood type. All that's saying is that you need to eat right according to, because it's only through the cellular health of your blood that can allows the proper nutrients to go into each organ. Okay, that allows the nutrients from the blood. The blood is your carrier. It carries oxygen. It carries an H3O. It carries the minerals. It carries energy. Do you get the picture? So once again, this is the reason why I can only work with people that have common sense. You don't have to be a mad scientist. You don't have to have 20 billion PhDs, because I've sat at the table of many that got all of that and still had those very people, and I'm not saying this to boast, to say you are smarter than everybody almost at this table. And I'm looking like, huh? How is that? I tell you how. Because we have to learn how to look at the simple things. It's kind of like how a mechanic say, don't go in thinking that it's always a major problem. Sometimes it's just that you need to change your oil. So the oil for your car would represent the blood in your body. Sometimes you need to cleanse your blood. If that be the case, then that means that nobody should be, catch this, drum roll, nobody should be practicing talking about detoxing nothing. Because what are you detoxing? It's not whatever you put in your body. It's not jumping past your bloodstream to go into your gut. Let's use a little common sense, you all. is seeping right into that bloodstream to hit every last one of your. What are your valves? What are your vessels in your heart made of? What are those valves? Or is that not blood that's flowing through there? Let it get clotted with too much calcium. Let it get clotted with too much mucus. Let it get clotted with too many chemicals, and see once you have a heart attack. You all, this is just one of the reasons why even when I think maybe I can just stop this is one of the reasons why I can't, because I do believe that the truth still has to be told, no matter how loud someone sounds, no matter how smart the other man or woman may sound. Somewhere we have to add some common sense here and some simplicity here in order to reach the people who actually have an ear to hear the truth, so that we don't, so that I'm not guilty of participating in what sounds good to say, or what sounds like I'm for sure this is the case because I want to make some money off of you, or because my ego wants you to only listen to me and think that I only have all the answers for you. Why do you think they call women the multipliers? We don't just multiply money. Well, let's say for those who don't like to spend so much. We don't like to just help you make the money. We are not just set here for those who can have children. We don't just we're not here to help you to have a bunch of children. We're not here just to support you in the many works and endeavors to enhance that. But no, that means we enhance in knowledge too. That means we multiply you in knowledge too, at least with those who are capable. I'm one that I have this little capability to bust through all the nonsense. And there are others that's able to do that too, but only when their egos is not in the way. Only when they're not allowing themselves to be ignorant of Satan's devices by giving you guys poor and bad and not thoroughly enough research into things that can kill you. You not knowing what's in your DNA and your blood and what type of blood that you have based off of what you eat, based off of your environment. Let's apply the saying, what you don't know can hurt you. They even flip that. Going to show you how demonic, what you don't know can't hurt you. No, yes, it can. Oh, yes, it can. And yes, it will. And yes, it has. We see that every day, every second, on this very day. And my condolence and prayers go out to anyone that could be tuning in now and later that may have experienced it, even before the 1st of January of 2025. But it does not change the fact that even on this day, somebody is taking their last breath because of being destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. It's not a truth that we like to hear. And if someone after tuning in to me experienced that, then you have my condolence and my prayers and my love in advance. And so I'm saying this to say, you all learn your blood types if you can. There are even kits that you can send out, websites that you can go out to get that. And if for nothing else, to learn what your body is lacking in, because there's no hospital, there's no naturopath that you can go to, there is no one that you can go to that won't ask you if you know it, unless they're not versed in that area, which I guess that's them being honest enough not to touch on that area, because they're not that in tune into the body to realize that what's flowing through your blood vessels, your veins matter. We got to go beyond just getting some muscles like Kali and, oh, I don't eat meat. And so, but I'm still strong. See me rip. But yeah, you see them veins popping out there. Why come then most of the, from what we see and hear based off of the data, most of those who overlift weights, and that's into why come heart failure is one of their number one diseases that take place within them. You can strain too much of the blood vessels. If you don't know that there's a clot flowing through your bloodstream, why do you think they call it a stream? So this is what I mean by y'all. We can't allow ourselves to get too caught up in the radical. We can't allow ourselves to get too caught up in those who are ignorant, because I can promise you they are choosing to ignore it because of fear. The very people that say this are people that don't like needles. I don't like needles either. But fear would not allow me to not allow my body to be tested if I know that I got a condition, or if I know that it runs in my family and all the men have been killed in my family, or all of the women in my family are passing before 65. If I want to live, you got to do something different in order to get a different result. How can you say that we are generational curse breakers if you don't do something different than what your ancestors did that did not live the time frame yet? A lot of us, we can't say it because we haven't even lived past the age or stage of our parents. I'm 49, so I have not yet lived, even with my mother not being as healthy as she could have been, and as much as healthy as I would have loved for her to be. I haven't still made it to 63. Think about it, you all. As much blood that was tainted, meaning chemicals that were found outside of alcohol, outside of Monsanto chemicals being found in the bloodstreams of my father, my biological father, I have still not made it to 58 or to 59. So meaning I have more work to do, regardless of how much knowledge that I have, right? Hey there, Sister Jamaica, it's good to see you. And D Master, good to see you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I need a consultation with you if possible. If you go back down into the chat, the consultations, all you have to do is via text me at the 618 of 2 times and 2 dates that would be good for you, Monday through Saturday. You all get me now, because I am going to have to do some extra work because donations didn't flow through, and I didn't ask a lot or in enough desperateness, I guess. I didn't ask in enough desperateness. I know more would have helped to get up the extra funds so we can get these things off of back order. It's been too long for me. But this is part of the journey when you're first starting off with your own personal line for the first year. Okay. For coaching, I'm putting it in now. So I hope, as of now, you all, I'm sharing something with you that makes you think. For those you all that may have had questions and that have called in and texted in and asked me that question, I hope that answered the question for you, whether or not it's important for you all or whether or not it's significant. Whether or not it's significant for you all to find out, for those you all that are concerned, especially those you all that have been pre-diagnosed with things. And I will even address, for those who say, well, I reversed my disease without finding out what my blood type was. I reversed my disease by this. Yeah, there's a lot of people that can do that. You can. There are those that are in tune enough into their bodies, but notice those who struggle the most don't know anything about their body or their blood type. That's why you will keep hearing them say it's so hard. It's so hard. It's not just the chemicals, it's a mind over what's the matter in your body. I shared that maybe 2 years ago when I was walking on the journey in the botanicals with you all, that it's a mind over the matter. What matter is flowing through you? We all have to know what matter is really truly flowing through us. And when you don't know what's a matter, look at the term matter. Let's look at the term matter. Here we go, y'all. We got a half an hour. Y'all get them questions in. And there is a deal on your coaching for 2025. $25 for your coaching session. I had to do it. Yep. I had to do it. Yes, I need more. Yes, you all, I do. That's very, very low. Different ones that's tuning in to make it. Different ones know that, yes, I give more than your 30 minutes because it is what I love, is talking to you all, sharing the good things. It will be different this year. I will be more to the point about certain things because I want us to thrive and to survive in 2025. It's my saying. Some of you all are going to have to strive to do that. You're going to work a little harder if you haven't met your goals. That is best for you in your particular health concerns, okay? Some of us that want to get in more better, just want to get toned up, get more better in shape like I do, then you're going to do what is necessary. That's what I'm going to say. We're going to do what is necessary. You're going to do what's necessary. It's not, I wish that I can make this as smooth and as easy as watching a pretty stream of water go down, float down the waterfall, or go or pass through a stream. I wish I could, because I do realize that it is in the scare tactics. It is in the way we deliver things that does bring about anxiety into people. I do know that some say, yeah, they have to be frightened into doing things. If you got to be frightened into doing things, you all think about it. It's not me coming down on you all. It's just my observation. Then that means that 9 times 10 is not going to last for most. It won't last because life is not set up. The life that we live is not set up to always have your body. Your body can't take always being in a fear-based type of position. Do you know that anxiety and fear and you being have to be scared into doing something, do you know that that throws off your whole equilibrium in your body? Why else do you feel calm when you come across somebody that's working in security? You notice they're always standing like this. When you see Buckingham Palace on TV, when you see the guards, they're standing just like this. They're not yelling, y'all get in line, y'all go do this, go do that. You better not touch this horse, or horse gonna bite you. Can you imagine if you went to everywhere you wanted to go into that was exciting to you, or every time when you wanted to enter the gas station or go to a store or go on a trip, or every time you get on a cruise line, that all the greeters that come on in, you know good and well that if you don't go, this boat gonna leave you. You better get on this flight, all of the flight attendants. You better get on this flight, girl. If you don't get on this flight right now, we're going to take off. And you're going to be left behind, like the movie, Left Behind. Y'all, we can't go on like that. You will have anxiety and stress, and it will not last. That's the reason why it's hard to see when those who say they've lost weight, y'all pay attention, start paying attention. If that's been some of you all, then that's not to mock anyone, but I'm just showing you, just giving us something to think about, a little bit more clear eyesight in what is truly healthy. You let me showing up looking real sickly, face calling in like that, eyes darkened, can't comb your hair right, we can't do. Come on now, y'all. Healthy means, look, healthy. First 4 letters in health is HEAL. Heal looks good, honey. My people, heal looks good. And it's not just a glow on the face. I appreciate the compliments, but it goes beyond the glow on the face. That's your energy alone can do that. When you're excited about something, the cells get happy in there. The bloodstreams, everything starts bouncing out when you get excited. I don't know nobody that don't look their best when they get ready to get paid. I could say something else that would rhyme with that, but I'm not going to do that because I know sometimes children, some of y'all tune in with your children. And I know most children are out of school. There's other things that people get real excited. You can see the excitement on their face. They look really healthy from neck up. Sometimes they can look it on the outside from bottom down too. But ooh, if you had a microscope to look inside, my God, that's why we like covers so much. That's the reason why some of us like makeup so much. It makes us look, what we say, flawless. See, me, I could never make it as a person of makeup. As much as I am a very artistic person, I know you all know. And my daughter, she had on a little natural makeup little line at first, and a couple of years back, when she was into that stuff, and she's in college now and doing well for herself. But I could never do it because I'm a hands-on person. I'm a hands-on. You know, the chefing part, the cooking part of me, the like to cook. I can't do it, so I gotta touch something. I gotta touch. I'm a touch. So I can't. So even if I didn't know that there was too many chemicals and deadly things that was causing, I couldn't do it because I like to do this. Sometimes they feel comfortable to me. I like to wipe my sweat and no makeup come my chemicals. I don't want chemicals all on my hand. Just like when my daddy just fixed my, shout out to daddy, Josh, my step up dad, y'all. He didn't leave us to the wayside just because my mother is going on. Matter of fact, y'all women that want a pastor, y'all better know that y'all got a tough act to follow trying to come after my step up dad. My mama was chunky, but that was a powerful woman. She's a tough act to follow. And so my daddy, you know, he's out there and he helped me. He's changed the oil, and then he fixed my brakes because he's a king of all trades. I can't even call him a jack. He's a king of all trades. And so you talking about somebody that know how to sew, whip up a little dish, fix on cars, fix on houses. He does a whole lot there. And he had the oil, the stuff from the engine on his hands. I gets in to go make the run to find my cucumbers. And of course, on my steering wheel, he done forgot to wipe my steering wheel off from my truck. So as I'm grabbing the truck and I'm just did that, all my whole hand black. This is yesterday. As I'm sharing my live video for Facebook, y'all, my hands is black. I'm doing my little beat from my little gospel that I'm sitting here just getting it on, and I look something at the hand. So I'm saying that to say, you all, it's important that we not just focus on what's on the outer or how good you look. I feel good right now. My belly's gone down. I have not been pigging out on the bean pies, vegan or not. My prayer life is enhancing even the more so. I'm going to take some more meditation classes. I'm giving you guys pointers outside of just fruits and vegetables. There are those who are at different levels in this healing journey, in this health and wellness journey. And so I just want you all to know this going into 2025, that I'm here for it all. I'm here for it all. I am here as long as the good Lord give me grace. I'm here for it. All right. And so, hey there, this is good to see y'all. Hey, y'all got y'all in there. That's what I'm talking about. Make that happen, Cactus. You have a question. Thanks, man. How long I had that question while I'm all in the zone? See, that's why I need y'all. Okay, here it goes. I overslept, hang out with my grandson, watched his movie Home Alone. I love that. Home Alone. at the strike of midnight. Let's thrive in 25. Love it. Okay, good. Y'all like it. Sister Jamaica like it. She approved. Yay! The bloodstream is flowing through your body like a stream. Yes, thank you so much for stressing that. That's why that's important. Let's not get caught up in titles, you all. We know that we live in, like some call me Doc. Does it change the fact that I'm not Felicia Ann Hill technically according to the name that was given to me by birth? Let's think about it, you all. Let's think about it. Just because some call me Doc, just because some call me Coach, does that mean that I am not who I am? Think about that when we're thinking about the blood type. Just because they say you got an A, B, O negative, you got RH rare, don't get caught up in that, y'all. Get caught up in, do your blood, what's mixing in your blood. This is the reason why we shared it before, and I shared a couple of years ago in a platform. I didn't get any disagreements then. But once again, when people get other knowledge in other places, sometimes they'll just say whatever, because there is a demand, you all. You all determine what we have to give you, what you want. We're here to serve you, not the other way around. And I know there's people that tune in and make you think that just because we think that we have all this knowledge on health and wellness, yeah, I'm a bust out person too sometimes. Yeah, I am. But I'm on us that claim to love the people. I'm on us because it's easy to go and mess with the people. And it's easy to point out Satan or the quote unquote devil, as some of us like to call it. It's easy to point out what wicked people are doing. It's easy to point out what the sinner man is doing. But what's not easy and what's very, very manipulative and very, very tricky is when it's coming from somebody that's presenting themselves to be an angel of light. When it's coming from someone that uses the words and the terms that I'm using, that I love you with my whole heart. You'll know when someone loves you, because that means that when the money run dry, they don't run. You heard me. How many times do you all think within this past 2 years now that I've come before you all, the past few years actually, and I didn't get a dime, and I put my all into teaching, and then turn right around and counsel 5, 6, 7 different people, including my own family members? How many times do you think that that it made me feel like I love you any less? It was not a one time. It wasn't a one time that I felt angry because y'all didn't support me. Somebody didn't support me. Not a one time. You want to know why? Because true love casts out all fear. True love, real love, the love of God, the agape love, goes beyond how many dollars you can give me, no matter how much more I can do with what you give me. Y'all, give me 1 second, y'all. This is my son. If I don't answer this right fast, he ain't gonna feel right. And me neither. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay. He gone, y'all missed it. It's okay. That was his second time. Because I know he's thinking that I'm not live, and because I didn't get a chance to share that with him, that I'm on the live early this time. Question is below your number. Okay, thank you so much. Hey dear Sister Chanel, good to see you. Happy 2025. I'm trying to see will this thing even let me scroll down. Can you please answer the question for me? For some reason, Sister Jamaica is not allowing me the bar that strolls down, and I don't want to hit anything that's going to block me out. So forgive me, you all, for the question. If you could ask the question for me, I would highly appreciate it. It's not allowing me to scroll down for some reason. So I'll just pay more close attention after this point, because I'm trying to see, will it let me come in? And it doesn't look like I have any more room to scoot this tab over. I told y'all this is a new laptop that my sister-in-law was gracious enough to share with me. But yeah, the line is not coming over for me to scoot it over so I can zoom down. So that's my issue right now that I'm having, where I cannot get that question. So So Sister Jamaica or Sister Candy, if you all not too busy, um, or don't have your hands full. Well, wait a minute. Do I see it? Hi, Dr. Shelf. What can I do? Okay, I see it. I see it. What can I do for possible tissue damage in the feet or poor circulation? Tissue damage. Do you know, D. Mason, do you know for sure that your tissue has been damaged? Have you been to a doctor to look into that? Thank you for the question, and my apologies for not seeing that at first. I see it now. Sister Candy, wellness can I do for possible tissue damage in feet and poor circulation? And the reason why I ask that is because there are certain fruits and certain things that if the tissue is damaged, like for instance, certain citric acids that would burn through tissue. And when you're trying to restore the tissue, you want to make sure that if you're on any forms of fruits, you want to make sure that it's not those that are high in citric acid or in a high in acidity at all. So melons would be more softer and is known for restoring the tissue and the skin internally and externally. This is the reason why I don't do the whole fad. Let me put y'all on these challenges because, and many that's worked with me know better. However, unfortunately, a lot of you all get so excited that you don't realize it. Unfortunately, you don't realize that they can be damaging to situations like this if he has concrete information or proof that his tissues is damaged. Then I can't recommend you to be say use a lot of vitamin, regular oranges and things of that nature, because that can further damage the tissues while it's thinning and while it's in that stage of weakness. So melons is what I'm going to recommend. Cantaloupes, foods that's not high in acidic, avocados. That's your highest ratio so far so good that we have. If you get a good all natural organic avocado, and that's also loaded with your proteins, far more proteins than any meat that I know of. Any slice, you can do four slices of meat of any sort, and it will not mount up to the amount of protein and good fatties that's inside of your avocados. I would recommend papaya. Papaya, yes. If you don't like it, then I know I'm queen for talking about add a little zest of the lemon or the lime. I say that if that doesn't do it, then you can sprinkle a little bit of that green salt if you want to bring out the flavor some, because some people don't like that milky, bland type of taste. I've now made myself acquire a taste for it because of how all of the benefits that come from having the papaya. And that also means the seeds as well. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. So, for instance, you all had a papaya, wrapped it up. It came wrapped up in the paper. I recommend for you all when you're doing your papayas, see that? I took the seeds out. I didn't have time to dig in the refrigerator. I took the seeds out. I kept those. I ate maybe a teaspoon of those, which that helped a lot. I could tell that my edges started to grow back more because I wasn't using all satin scarf, so that was pulling out my edges some. So as you all see, that's why I got them a little open now. But this papaya will help restore those tissues, brother. And you can take it and put it into a smoothie. I highly recommend you to do a smoothie. The Oh yeah, good for cleansing. Thank you, Sister Jerry. Yes, that is the number one thing, that reason why. Especially if you're still on meats and breads and things of that nature, you all are just in a toxic environment and you want to lose gut, you most definitely want to eat a teaspoon of the papaya seeds. Those help to attach to the tail or the mouth. The parasites go in to bite the papaya seeds. Thank you so much, Sister Candy, for bringing that out. And they they pull the parasites with them. And so you find your body eliminating, for those who have the stomach and the sight to want to look to see what's in you that's coming out, then you will see parasites come from out of the system. There's nothing to be afraid of. What you should be really concerned about is the fact that it's far too many of them in our gut in the first place, because that is what's part, well, working out too much, straining the muscles can cause tearing of the tissue as well. Once again, inflammation. And then once you get that anxiety in there, some of us who try to work out, they'll never work out mad. Walk to relax and calm the nerves, you all. That's the best exercising. Or if those of y'all got treadmills, get your 15, 20 minutes out. Clear your mind. If you got music, listen to the most calmest music, walking. You see how you're doing that? How can one be mad when you bounce around like a little toddler? I know I can't. I don't know how y'all do that. Before you know it, I've been hit a skip. Hey, they were like, this girl's really happy. I am. Look. And look at the size, y'all. Breaking down the little love handles. My little love handle's gone now, y'all. I had grew one. Exercise, Mason, for that. But most definitely, since these are in season, get your papayas. They know that papaya won't grow without those seeds, really, but I'm sure they're working on eliminating those too. So get them while you can is what I would recommend. And any other kind of all naturally grown seeded melons is what I would add daily. Actually, you can do that daily, even if it's just, you don't have to do the whole one. I don't know how much you eat, but that will help with your torn tissues and with developing, I'll put that for right. And then what I did, I wrapped. So those you all want to know what I did, I wrapped. Hey there, Sister Diane. Good to see you. Blessings in 2025. But yeah, what I did is I wrapped that with, if you get the paper towel, you all, it's true. It will preserve your lettuce, your homegrown or all natural lettuce. It will preserve your iron. I can pull out of the refrigerator now and show you all where I got at least 2 extra weeks on my food, because at first even I wasn't doing that because I was going through the food so much. As you all know, when you have a family, the food goes a lot faster. But and then the containers, I couldn't get enough of those tomatoes and those onion containers that they have in the grocery store now. And I really didn't feel as safe about the plastic with that, even though some of them say PBA free. For some reason, I had to trust my gut that putting high acidic fruits and vegetations in those, I know it still didn't preserve it as longer than wrapping it up in the paper towel. And if you can find your tissues without the chemicals, sometimes Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, some of them may have it. Spend that extra $1 or $2 if you're concerned about the chemicals that could come from there. But I'm telling you now, wrapping it up with the paper towel preserves your fruits and vegetation. Bananas, if you wet it, if you damp it, and you wrap it up on the bottom of the from the stem, seeded bananas, hopefully. Your plantains. I have some plantains. I have not cooked them yet because I want them to ripe a little bit. If you take from the stem, from the bottom part, that will preserve your bananas for at least a whole nother week. And if I'm purchasing them while they're green, which is best, then there you go, loads of potassium preserved for another week or so. And then also I like to tackle this year. And don't get upset with me, y'all. Don't get upset. If you do, then, oh, well, I have to be like a mother or like that big sis and be like, oh, well, y'all won't be able to say that I didn't tell you so. Y'all, for those of you all that are not majorly, that's not suffering with over 100 pounds of weight on you, or that it's not causing a dis-ease or discomfort so much to you, meaning that you can't walk, or it's causing too much extreme pain. Listen to me closely. Y'all, go back to blending your fruits and your vegetables. Go back to blending your homegrown fruits and vegetables. That also means any of your frozen food. Yes, it is sweet. The papaya is sweet, Sister Chanel. Thanks for pointing that out. Go back to blending your food. I know it's pretty and it's smooth. Y'all are looking at the juicing queen right here. Meaning I like the juice since I was a little girl. You could have called me Miss Little Juice. So I know what you're after. You after that smoothness. And some of y'all thinking, oh, I done bought this namaste. I done bought, ain't the juicing industry. Woo, they $1 billion industry now. How many people done threw out that $200 or $300 for them juices, $400? I know. I didn't personally purchase mine, but I promise you this. Whoever was giving away one, I said, okay, I'll take that one, and I clean it out with some distilled water and stuff. But hats off to y'all. Blend your fruit if you don't want to eat it. It is best eaten. It cleanses the teeth, cleanses the gum. It cleanses out the tongue, you all. That is the reason why I believe God allowed us to eat and have some foods. It wasn't that long ago before you could grab and be happy with biting an apple. I'll never forget. I had children that they wanted everything cut up, and I'm thinking, child, if you don't use some teeth and get some strength in the teeth, your teeth are little muscles. If you don't take and use some teeth and bite into that apple. But no, they didn't want to bite into the apple. Not even in the orange. I said, if you don't use that and get that vitamin C into the crack of their fingernails, so you can get everything brittle on them. Everything. Because they so used to everything being juice and so used to everything being cut. Now, toddlers, yes, you have to be careful with them. Of course, you don't want, if they haven't learned how to chew their food up properly. Yeah. Ooh, Jesus, we already getting started. I wasn't expecting to see that. But right here, y'all, let's pray for people already. I'm a shift a little bit unless we get another question. Come on with the questions, y'all. Y'all got your little time. Oh yeah, good time. Because I gotta be out of here in about another. How can I go to 4? Yeah, I can go to 4. They can wait. I have to drop some products, you all. But they will be there. So I'm just gonna go out just to get a little bit, but okay, this is Mari dress. Okay. Indian woman dies after her husband allegedly set her on fire for having 3 daughters. Guess he wanted some sons. Y'all, mental health is everything. This is one of the reasons. And yes, some things are demonically driven. Can you imagine, I'm a mother, and I had 3 daughters. I had 3 daughters naturally, and one son. And I'm telling you now, can you imagine the pain that a woman has to go through to have? Now, I'm sure it's more to the story than what meets the eye, but nevertheless, nothing is justifiable as far as I'm concerned. That came from somewhere. Nothing is justified after the pain and the near-death experience that a woman has to experience when she's having children, for it to be allegedly stated that because she had 3 daughters versus a son. I guess that's what they're trying to say. But this is the reason why I'm saying, we all have to be very, very mindful. This is the reason, for me, this is the reason why it's important for us to be healthy. Not just so we can look good in our clothes. Not just so we can say, oh, I want to live long. I like to ask the question, how you living? If you want to live long, how you want to do that? Do you want to live long being a good person, being a good access to the world, being humanitarian, being one that is that's truly helping the next brother, sister, or you just want to live long just to say I live long? How we do that, you all, matters. Yeah, it was on this news, right? It's called, well, this one is different. This one was called the Latin Times. You all, I do universal worldwide stuff. I don't just only focus on America. We know what's going on here for the most part. 32. And then we also are noticing, you all, the reason why we want to be coherent and healthy enough to constant feeding in the news of how children are coming up missing. I don't know if you all heard about the Coca-Cola event where they found the Coca-Cola big transfer truck full of children going past the Springfield, Illinois area, where they found hundreds of children in the back of a Coca-Cola truck. And now I'm going down this line. Is there 32 missing Missouri children according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So it's stuff like this. I don't know about y'all, but my motivation to stay healthy and well for 2025, when I say thrive and strive in 2025, I mean all the way around. So I can't afford, I don't know about some of you all, but I can't afford to only be focusing on running and hiding and saying a little bit and going, or just hiding behind the internet. I can't afford to do that. I'm not made up that way. But I know that it's important for our people to be healthy and well enough so you can have eyesight to see when you have pedophiles around you. I can say so much with that, but I'm going to leave that alone right now. It's important, you all. You see people that's always trying to be around little kids, that you discern the spirit of the person. And they're always going to present themselves as doing something good. That's one of the signs. And I know it makes it bad for those who do mean well by the children. And these are not just men, y'all. There are women too. We know it's very, very common too in other parts of the country where they'll give the children away for a couple of dollars. I know particular countries right now with colleagues and friends that I have that come from certain parts of Africa, that it's very common for them to say, well, they don't care about our little girls and boys because they'll give them away just for a little bit of nothing. Why do you think so many ministries get caught up in that? First thing they want to do is do foreign mission. I said it. And God is not pleased. No, we would never know because we're not there. Well, I won't say we would never know because there are resources. I'm not just saying this, you all, to throw shade at anyone. I'm saying this because it's true. I'm saying this because that is one of my passions. One of my passions and love and concerns is for the children. And it goes beyond giving them some fruits and vegetables and a few things when I know that I can afford to buy, technically could afford, like many of them that go over there can afford to buy plenty of homes. But instead they prefer to pay for those to cover them in their sins or make you all pay for it. Yeah, it doesn't matter what they're gifted and created in doing. That's one of their motivations in doing so. So it's not just the white man. It's not just the government. It is it is a lot of those who claim to be meaning us well, doing for the poor. You should ask some of the people that's the closest to them. I had a lady that met me in Whole Foods and she wanted to know about her oils. Excuse me, Miss Reed. Okay. I had a lady that I met a couple of days ago. Shout out to Miss C. We're going to call her Miss C. 70-something years old. Y'all, when I tell you it's heavy, it's heavy. But she knew who I was. She said, oh my God, you're famous. I'm wondering, who is this that I can tell this? You know how you can feel when somebody is around. Of course, I know that I'd be noticed by some people here after being on billboards and commercials and things of that nature. But I'm like, who is that following me? You know, I can feel it. Well, I felt it. And don't get me wrong, she didn't have a buggy on the top of me, but you know how you can sense when somebody is watching you. And so, and then before I know it, she came over. She came in front of me. She said, "Oh," she said, "You know such and such a wife." I said, "No, ma'am. No, I'm not." I'm only laughing you all because it was just the way she did it. She said, I said, "No, ma'am, I was, but I'm not." She said, "Well, you famous here. You're famous. You're famous. And I follow you on your what you call. I was wondering what happened to you. And I'm so sorry about what happened to your daughter. I saw all that and child, come to find out this woman knew more than I knew. And women, look, ain't that somehow a black woman we got? Y'all, I came across a meme one time. I'm looking at the messages. I came across a meme one time when they said that black women ain't got to say nothing. We all get that look. We got that look that we get like, you know. Well, you look, she had said everything, and on the side of the meme, the sisters were saying, yeah, everything that her facial expression was saying. But yeah, I'm one of facial expressions. I know how to keep a straight face. When it come down to like 100, Sister Chanel, Sister Tyra, Sister Jamaica, Sister Diane. When I tell you this stuff is more deeper than what we know, even than what I knew. This sister done told me the history of everything. I was just scratching the surface within the last couple of years. It's deep. Oh my God. Y'all, people got mental health issues. She even knew about that and the lineage. Y'all following me? Even known the mother since childhood, before marriage. Knew all the family, the uncles, the daddy, the everybody, even who killed somebody and ran away. That's all I can say, y'all. She said, "Baby, I'm glad you got free." She said, "Baby, I'm glad. Don't you dare go." Y'all know. She said, "I'm not meaning that. Don't take me as a gossiper." She said, "Don't take me as a gossiper." Right, Sister Chanel. She said, "Don't take me as a gossiper." But I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Y'all know how my mind works sometimes. I have to laugh and keep from crying. Yeah, I am all the way an original Black woman where we use humor. The only thing that was popping up in my head for a bit, I ain't gonna lie, was some of y'all that ever watch In Living Colors, y'all seen Kim Wayans when she plays Miss Benita, sticking her head out Jamaica. So that, and she got her head sticking her head out the window. Well, this was somewhat of, you ain't heard it from me. Y'all, when I say God will deliver you, he will deliver you. But you can't be afraid to see the devil at his works. You can't be afraid to look at and ask him about this spirit, that these energies and people that present themselves as angels of light. Or I'm just trying to show you the truth that'll set you free, when in actuality it's them that need to be set free. When you don't know, once again, when you don't know your DNA line, and you don't know what's flowing through your bloodline, this is the reason why people would want to hide something like that or tell you that it's nothing to it, because they don't want you to look into their bloodline. I know we all got it in our families. Ain't none of us got a perfect bloodline. So I want to be transparent and honest about that. I have some people that done some things in my bloodline that wasn't pleasant. I've shared some of that too. I have some mental illnesses in certain areas of people that wasn't eating and live right and had their own issues. Yes. You can't come from a huge family and not have that. But this is the reason why you always hear some hide behind religion so much. Hide behind my daddy was a preacher. My mama was a this. My family was a that. Because they're trying to cover up the sins that's still trickling down within their bloodstream. And some of us, it's like a raped woman. It's like a woman that's been raped. And you all don't think for a second that I'm mocking it. Hear me out. Hear me out. It's like a child that's been molested. And my heart, love, and consultation go out to those who have been, that has affected their minds, their bodies, and their whole souls. I counsel in that too. I have for years. And thank God, everyone that I've counseled, they've soared. They've gone on with their life. They're doing great now. All praises be to God. But I'm saying that to say that it's like when a woman has been touched or been violated. What is the first thing she wants to do after she cries? Y'all, I have to bring it this girl. I have to. 2025, it's a year. Yeah, they said a year reveal. Judgment is going to come. It's going to come. What does she do? First thing she want to do is clean herself. She want to wash herself. If she's not too abused, she wants to go and wash herself. And what happens when she goes to the doctor if she's not too ashamed? If she's not been held against her will, then she goes to the doctor first. They say, "Oh, we wish that you didn't wash yourself because you just washed away." So what happens is, what I've done is I paid attention to that too. That a lot of times when we have been taken advantage of, a lot of times when we have been abused, a lot of times, this is the reason why this is so important to me, you all. I am a survivor from years ago. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not ashamed. I'm victorious. How else could I have all this love in my heart to help you all? It didn't change that, thank God. Because I had a force, I had an army of good soldiers. Armies sent from above in my life that had already been through it, that would not allow me to give up. It would not allow me, but that also means that if I smell it, if I see it, if I got to live with it, you best to believe I will be delivered. I will not allow myself to have that information of knowing that demonic forces is flowing in the bloodstream and in the body, in the souls of anyone that could harm children or women or defile them in any shape, form, or fashion, and not find a way to escape. Y'all, we got to be so cold with this thing now. We got to be so smooth with this going into 2025. To where sometimes you can't even let your enemy know that you know. Even though they know that you know. But in this case, I will say sometimes when you know you are in an entrapment situation, you gotta really seek God's face. Some of y'all say, I gotta meditate. Well, meditate. Get all of the spiritual everything you can get from out of your soul, from the bottom of your soul. You get in there and figure your way out. Let them think they the ones that gave you the way out. Let them think it. As long as you get out. Y'all remember the movie Get Out? If you don't, go back, check it out. I'm serious, you all. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny sometimes, but because our people, we've been beautifully and marvelously made like that. But just fully understand that even the enemy have learned to use comedy. Even the enemy has learned how to reflect the information over to somebody else to try to make it seem like it's not them. How many of us that have watched what's going on in social media have seen how much they mocked all these, and how if you just go back just a little bit, all of them spoke against it in some type of way. Some of them were so bold, the scorpion spirit. Some of them were so bold that they most definitely, flaunted it like it wasn't nothing because they thought they were getting by. But then the most deadly of them, the most trickiest of them all, is the ones that know how to hide behind the sheet, hide behind what we call the veil. The most manipulative ones know how to hide behind the Bible. I don't care if it's the Black Heritage Bible. I don't care if it's the original Bible that they wrote millions of years ago. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. The truth should set us free, unless you just want to be captive. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't never been good at being captive. The time and date I was born don't even allow me to be captive, held captive of nothing. My season that God created me in, your season that you're in, they'll not allow you to be captive for nothing. I don't care how much of a grip somebody think they got on you. You can be set free. Who the Son set free is free indeed. Even when it looks like they're free to roam about and seek who they may devour. It's only a matter of time. Even Satan has his day. Can you imagine how many knew about what different ones was doing that they've exploited now, making money off of now, getting all these likes off of now? Can you imagine how many of them are just loving that they're making money off of mocking and off of talking about these devils and these demons and these people should be? Y'all better know the flexion when you see it. You better know it when you see it. They said that in these last days that our people would be under a strong illusion. That includes delusion too. That includes being delusional. But some know how to do it and express it so well. I've learned it firsthand, y'all. Well, they do. They have the ability. Think about it. Any of y'all ever seen The Exorcist? Yes, Miss G, yes. Any of y'all seen The Exorcist? Watch the girl, done her face. Notice they picked the actor, got a cute little baby face. The white girl, I forget her name. She acted for a long time, childhood star. The Exorcist. Did not she look innocent? Actor from The Exorcist. Did not she look real good? Look real innocent? Linda Blair. That's who it was. I thought that. I said I had her first name. And now look how that woman look now. Look how she look. Now you see in the background the demonic picture there. If you look at her, but they doing so much with AI now, it's kind of hard to say. But I see it exuberating out her face now, and I don't even know the woman. But can you imagine if she looked just as innocent as she did in the movie? They get real soft until they're able to wheel you in. And they always like to notice they always like to showcase the women for that, but you never see them showcase the men much for this. That's not a coincidence, you all. You always hear them call a woman a witch before they'll call a man a warlock. That's not by coincidence, you all. That's by design. It's not just because we have most access to the children, but it is true. Notice that most of the women, you look at the way the Catholic Church is set up, you have nuns. When you go into the gospel in the Christian churches, you have the minister, but then you have the ushers. You get the picture. They do like to use women to gather the children that they plan and plotting to defile. But more importantly, the reason why I believe we have to be cleansed and we do have to make sure that we work on ourselves in 2025 is because that's the only way your eyes can be truly enlightened. Now, it is true that Satan does know Satan. So I know there's many of them that know. when they see it, that it goes beyond stars. They always say that it's the stars. It's the stars, it's the stars. No, it's the preachers too. Nah, it's the preachers the more so. You don't see a star on every corner of the ghetto. You don't see a star in every country. But what you will find is a preacher in every country. Well, how good are people here if they'll have a preacher? I know the saying. Yeah, I'm not saying that everybody, but it's too many. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. It's too many. It's too many going. They have the most access, you all. Think about it. They have the most access to our children and to the women that desire to have a man dictating something over them. Don't worry, y'all. I've already done my homework. All eyes on me. I already have it in-house. Devil think they're getting away, but they're not. You all do your part. This is the reason why we have to strive and thrive into 2025 so that our eyesight can be open, y'all. It's not just, I'm gonna keep stressing, it's not just about how good you look. It's not just about whether or not you look like Lizzo. That's a ploy too. Yes, what she has presented is not healthy for our women to be thinking that it's okay to exploitate their body. But I'm telling you all, most of this is not just about that woman being overweight. It messes with the pornography spirit that a lot of them have on them. It messes with it, irritates them. So you'll hear them lashing out like she's not a soul because they're caught up in a whole lot of sexual demonic activities. And that goes against what they consider beautiful and sexy. And so you'll know it because that's where most of the harshness is going to come from, because there ain't never been a time in life that women have not expressed themselves sexually. No, it has not been a time in our lives where overweight women have not. Yes, we just living now in the internet time where you can see it exploitation on. You all remember the history where they used to show the biggest voluptuous woman with the biggest rear end, and they used to parade her around. What's her name? They've been doing that to our women. They've been doing that to our women. Can you imagine back in the day as she was enslaved? Slavery starts within the mind. Doesn't matter where you're getting paid for it or not. It starts within the mind. Can you imagine her being on chains? See, her chains was just visible. See, I have a different eyesight about this stuff. A different outlook, because love makes you look beyond. Makes you look beyond what something looked like. That means, yes, you can better identify the wolf in sheep clothing. You can better identify, just because a woman exploited herself, does that really truly mean that that's really what she wants to do? Or could it be a demonic force that's over her, that's hovering over her? Could it be witchcraft? Could it be? We the first ones was hollering, talking about the demonic witchcraft that they doing. They sold their soul. But then think about it. If somebody sold their soul and they didn't know what that are, I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just saying, if they sold their soul, did they eat bad foods? They getting drugged up, and most of them didn't know what the world they was getting into when they went behind those closed doors. Most of them did want to just to experience what it was to be famous for speaking, famous for being able to sing and dance. Think about it, you all. That is not something that we do when we're depressed and when we're okay, you can sing the blues. You can. There are levels of sound and vibration. That is a way that we express ourselves. But I'm talking about dance now. And yes, this is why Satan has used these particular abilities that we have to trick the masses. But how is it? I'm confused. Sometimes I do get confused how we can focus so much on what Satan is using, what the enemy is using to manipulate the masses. How is it that we can only blame those who's been used versus the ones who's actually behind. See, you won't hear them talk about them as much because they're guilty too. Oh, the Jews this, the Jews that. But little do you know, they just had a meeting with the Jew behind their door too. Little do you know, if that Jew told them that they'll sell their book, oh yeah, I like to call out the hypocrisy. If the Jew said that I'll help promote your products, they right there behind closed doors doing a meeting too. But I'm gonna exploitate them while I can because I'm mad because they won't give me all the money that I want. I'm mad at that preacher because they wouldn't let me up on their pulpit so I can preach. I'm mad at that health person because that health person wouldn't allow me on their platform so I can get all the likes that they got. I only go along with this one because this one is practicing having many wives and many other things that I really wish that I had the guts to go ahead and tell the people that that's what I want to do. I want to get little girls. And I want to be able to have somebody to cover me real, real, real good. It's so much, you all, that's out here. As far as the reason why we have to practice being more healthier. The reason why it's never going to just be about your fried chicken. It'll never just be about even just your dairy. Because once again, you got many of us that's out here of others that are practicing eating these things in moderation, but yet their spirit is far more better than those who are eating from the earth. How do you explain that? I know preachers that eat every day toxic food, and they in better shape than those who claim that they're doing it. They can run circles around those they ain't never cheated on their wives. They take care of all their children. They even fly in and out of the country. They preach from the word of God. They got their life in order. Can't nobody pull up no dirt on them. But then you have those, and now that this has become a very popular thing to do, that's vegan, that claim to be men and women of God, that looks the house, that, as they say, she looked like a brick house. Oh, she built real good. Oh, he looked real good. But yet you go behind that veil, you find out all different kinds of stuff, all different kinds of things that's highly ungodly, that would make you think twice about whether or not it's just in the food. It's not just in the food, you all. It's in the spirit that we have. It's in your heart. Yeah, the food, tainted food, can cause discomfort. Yeah, it has spirits attached to it too. It is spiritual. But you gotta ask yourself, what spirit was you was before? Because if you say you ain't mastered it yet, and I'm just a messenger, then that means that spirit, that unclean spirit, just like unclean meat, still lies within you. So in 2025, you all, I come today on January the 1st of 2025, you all, to say that we have to thrive to survive in 2025. From our mind, our bodies, and our whole soul. Don't you allow yourself to get caught up. Y'all, I'm speaking to myself first, then to you all. None of us can afford to allow ourselves to get caught up in what they call the quote unquote matrix. We can't. The truth will surely set you free. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families, take care of your loved ones. Learn how to do that. Oh, yeah. You always wonder what the fixation on Lizzo was. Well, now you got it, sister. Now you got it. Looking at Lizzo for a pedophile or for someone that's wrestled with sexual demons, you all, it disturbs them so bad to where they get cussing mad. They would like to make you think that it's just about she's disgusting. But I promise you, if you sit them down and catch them when they being honest, they'll say, and you ask them, well, why come when you look at Madonna and all these other Nicki Minaj and all the rest of these, why come you're not exploiting all of them? They've been showing their butt cheeks for a long time. It's obvious, you all, because our people like hot, juicy. They know that you like that kind of gossip, not you in particular, you all in particular, but they know that the world, even though they say they speaking to God's people, know they speaking to the world. They know the world likes that. And all I got to do is say that I'm going to give some of the proceeds to a good cause, some. See, I live in the show me state where they like to, there are people that know how to forge information, you all. You all live in areas where you know people that know how to do it too. So showing you a piece of paper today don't mean nothing if you don't have the proper seal. And then just like how the politicians have taught us, you got to look beyond the seal sometimes and know, okay, wait a minute, who are you connected to that could give you this in order to save you money and to save face? Because they have made a deal behind closed doors. That's what some are saying now, and Robert F. Kennedy is doing with Elon Musk and all the rest of them. We don't have all the facts yet, but it appears that they're shaking hands and they're going to change a few things, but not a lot of things, and surely not enough things. That's enough to keep the people piped down and keep you spending your money on Kellogg, keep you spending your money on all that, which I saw that too. They're boycotting y'all Kellogg's now. They put the Mexican-looking lady there crying. Yeah, I saw it. I shared it on my Instagram information. Kellogg, they boycotted. She had 400,000 people, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe I saw that she had 40,000 people out there protesting. We need to take the dyes out. We need to take the food coloring down. I'm like, girl, you got about 10 more things that need to be taken out, but that's a start. Because they know they're not going to give them all of it, because once again, you're trying to negotiate with Satan. There is no negotiating with Satan. If you're supposed to be growing your own food and eating from the earth, then that's what we're supposed to be doing. There is no negotiation with Satan, no more than it is us talking about reparation. We want reparation. We want reparation. Give us reparation. And they got the seal and the code and they making the money. They're going to give it to you, huh? Ain't never been given nothing without a war, y'all. That's why World War III going to take place. The people get fed up. Ain't gonna never be no major changes until people fight for it. And I'm not endorsing the battle, but I do know what it takes. And for me, St. Louis, you all, go back and do your history on what's running through my bloodline. And it's not just the crazy that the propaganda that's been spread abroad want to make you think. Only those who are highly uneducated or that likes to be ignorant, likes to ignore the history behind. All of us came from the South, you all. My people come from the South too. I have people that's coming from the islands too. I have native blood in me too. So for us to sit here and to think for 1 second that those who want to depopulate this earth and kill you through your food and your drinks and through your drugs, for you to think that they'll ever give you the whole truth, then that lets you know that you really do need to cleanse that blood. You really do need to get some help. Because none of your help, even if it appeared to look like they're trying to help you by giving you some clean fruit. Y'all know it's getting hard because on one hand, you got the church world, you got people saying we're finna be healthy, and they use it, they told Bibles, and then on the other hand, you got Satan, and he's saying, I'm gonna give you some land, and we're gonna make it a law against them doing it. And so it's a thin line. Minimum is a thin line between love and hate. But it's not a thin line. It's just that the hateful part is learn how to manipulate, make it look like that they're trying to help and trying to love on you. It's like a man that's like to be slick and trying to, a ladies' man that goes after the women. They want to get a lot of hugs and a lot of amens, and they want you to pat them on their back and say, good job, good job, good job. But I promise you, if you just wait a little longer, it's only be a matter of time before they figure out a way to slip to get that number and that number and that number and that number. And they're going to tell all of them practically the same thing. It's only until the women come together and realize you've been played. Meaning your emotions, your mind has been played with. Some go into it willingly because that's all that they know. They never had a man in their life to teach them their worth. I'm so thankful to God every day of my life that I had a father that let me know at the perfect age and stage that I was worth more than anything on this earth. I'm so thankful that I had uncles that told me God has put something special in you, girl. You are a blessing. I'm so thankful. So that's why I have to give it back, because I know so many of our women have not been taught that. So many of our women did not have that. And so I can only tell you what I have gotten, share with you what I've gotten, and through sharing that positive energy, that positive spirit, it can have an influence over you. Because if not, and we only teach doom and gloom, and then you know what? They got the food wrapped so bad, y'all. We all just gonna die before we hit 85. We just might as well give up. I don't have a give up spirit in me, and I don't have a duck and hide and run and dodge spirit in me either. We gonna fight this head on. We gonna fight it head on, and I don't mean that based off of having a suicidal spirit. I mean with good strategy. That's why you can't say everything that you're doing on these, or you think that we're sharing a whole lot with you. But there are those who are suicidal enough to really share every move. That's how we've gotten presidents assassinated. That's how people are getting knocked off today. They share everything. And if you live on this net, you best believe they know exactly where you at. The enemy is patient. Some of us are, but I think they probably got us a little bit more beat. They got us beat. They let you build up on your stuff first. They let you build up, let you get to see how they did with Eddie Long. Y'all know Bishop Eddie Long, the one that got caught up, and the people came out talking about how he messing with them boys. I said, I don't even know how y'all didn't see past the tight muscle shirts. But it happens. So many more. See, I've seen it first from a religious standpoint before I could ever focus on the stars, because it's just too obvious. Everybody got something going on talking about the stars, talking about the famous people. That's so easy. But boy, that in-house church thing, only to focus on the food mostly, and whether or not Jesus is black. Y'all, come on. We got to do better than that. We can't allow ourselves to be so ignorant, meaning to ignore knowledge, meaning to allow ourselves to be bamboozled. We cannot keep allowing ourselves to be this kind of bamboozled. Well, Dr. Chef, I've been hearing this my whole life, and I've been hearing, everybody. I don't care about it. At some point, we got to stop being followers. At some point, as the scriptures say, the day that you hear my voice, harden not your hearts. It didn't mean the voice of no pedophile. It didn't mean no voice of people that's acting like they're more holy than the next. It does not mean a man that look good to you or a woman that looks good to you. That means that we have to hear that internal voice from God. Well, how can they hear if they don't have a preacher? Because the word been preached. We got the internet now. You can tune in to 1,000 preachers now. And no matter which one say that they the best at whatever they do. They just cover up their mess. That's just to cover up the sins. If I'm a dancer and I'm a mighty good dancer, do you think I'm going to be out there performing, showing you that I abuse children? That is not the time. If I'm a singer and I have an angelic voice, and I'm seeing the expressions of all our people love clapping their hands and having a good time. Oh, I love your voice. After you done paid hundreds of dollars to go see her, do you think that that's the time I'm going to show you how much I disrespect my mother? No. But every now and then it will slip out. Kind of like how our dear beloved, so gifted woman Jill Scott did that time. Y'all remember that segment when she sit there and took that microphone and did what she did. I said, but if y'all could, if we couldn't see that that woman was a highly sensual woman, then you wouldn't be so surprised. I wasn't surprised. No matter how cute she is, no matter how much I love her a cappella type of beautiful opera-like voice. No matter how much I like to live my life like it's golden, live my life like it's golden, golden, golden. No matter how good she played it, and why did I get married 1, 2, and 3, and whatever else they got. You still see that in her eyes. But it's so easy for us to see it sometimes when it's someone that has obvious flaws. It's no different than if I took and I had that papaya. You can't tell whether or not that papaya is real or not if you don't see the seeds. If it's covered, you just think it's a papaya, right? Today, we have people that are mastered being something that they're not, and now they're telling you that you got to respect who I am. You don't call me by the man that I look like. You don't call me by the woman that I look like. You call me what I tell you to call me. And so since they figured they couldn't stop people from calling them a fag or calling them a butch or calling them other things, they say, okay, you know what? Since it's too many of y'all, and we can't stop y'all from calling us what we look like. Now we're going to transform over into looking like you. So now you can't tell whether or not a man has been born a man now when he decides to make himself look like a woman. And vice versa. So bottom line, you all, when we don't change, or when we change for the better, when our eyes come open, when we stand our ground, 10 toes down, hands down, that's the only time you get change. Speaking of never do it, Martin Luther King showed us that. And you know, they couldn't wait to let us to know. Now, people are talking down on them now that the information will come out. But they're the main ones that's trying to sound like them, act like them, because they liked the crowd. They liked the attention that Dr. Martin Luther King. So I remember when I was young coming up in school, I don't know about y'all, but it would always be at least 1 or 2 young boys that was had fathers, that was preachers that wanted to sound like Martin Luther King, and they would do the Martin Luther King speech. Some of y'all remember that. I don't think it's as popular now as it used to be back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But now that the dirt has come out on that how, he's sleeping in bed, cheating on Loretta, he was cheating on me, and he was doing it, he was sleeping with them Jew boys, he was doing this, he was doing that, and now all of a sudden now y'all, this is the world that we live in. It's a great illusion, and those who actually truly tell the truth and live by the truth, live by the truth, live by the truth. Can I say that? Live by the truth. Those who that actually grow some real fruit, those who actually will actually give their last, will give their all. You're not, we live in a world where that's not gonna be what looks the most glamorous ever. And it's not popular. Yeah, you get a few sympathy cards. Yeah, you get a few people saying that you are great, you are a good person, I trust you. And this is the reason why Satan goes after those particular type of attributes. This is the reason why, since they saw that, oh, you know what, this packaged food is not that good for us, it's bad for us. This is the reason why I said, well, you know what? No, now we need to get into the lab and we got to start making the feces look just like meat. Then they'll eat it. We got to transform it. Because the people see now. They see the ingredients. Y'all better take advantage of it now, because after a while, I can see where in a minute they're already doing it, where they won't even have to label certain things they put in food. They don't even have to label now. Remember, we're not long out from 60, 70 years now where they wasn't putting labels on the food in the first kit. If you got a sucker, you just supposed to know that there was a sucker wrapped up in some plastic. There wasn't no label coming on there. No, people had to fight and die and be destroyed and give all of their land to fight to make the laws change to where they had to put most of the ingredients on that sucker. And even then, they got so clever, they put it on there so tiny. But then look who has perpetuated the very thing that they have done. Now they so bold to where now they'll give you a commercial and sit there and show you what it's doing to you, the side effects is going to you. And people say, because they know we big on image. We big on image. If I could say that I'm going to give you Pymetrate, look at me, I'm happy, I'm running, I'm this. Oh, yeah. May cause diarrhea, may cause death, may cause loss of breath, may cause constipation, may cause migraines, may cause hair loss. They know that we're looking at the movement. The first law, y'all, is motion. They know we're listening to how pleasant the voice and how professional the voice sounds. Notice they focus on the voice. I'm saying a lot, y'all. The voice. The day you hear my voice, I sound professional. My voice. Because they know that there's a vibration in the voice that can hypnotize you. And then our people are so hypnotized where they'll even admit it. Oh, I heard your voice telling me what to do. I'm sure Jim Jones, people heard his voice too. Right, clean up until he gathered them people all in that country. Why they always got to get a piece of land, y'all, so they can gather the people in that land? Why they always got to make you leave and move your spot? Oh, well, you got to get in the right position. No, that's true. It's true that sometimes you do. I'm not going to knock that. But why they got to alienate you from your family? Why you got to get alienated from your family? Why come they got to cut everybody off when you got all these other people that you're around that's talking into your ear? When you got such a voice of persuasion. Because that's how the adversary operates, you all. That's how they operate. And once you say, I believe, I trust, I believe, that's you programming your mind to believe that more so than the truth, more so than anybody that's trying to give you more knowledge of what's really going on behind the scenes. So I'm here to bust that wide open, y'all, in 2025. I'm here to make sure that for those who do tune in, the few that do tune in, like and share, that prayerfully that I continue to be used to reveal truths that's even coming from those who claim that they're really trying to help us. When in actuality, they're the ones that's going to be used in the end to cause a major upset in God's kingdom. Whether it be small or big, those of us who really are the true keepers have to make sure that no matter how good things look on the other side, no matter how much, because it's all different type of places, you all, that we can go now for a little bit of safety. But remember, for those who say that you believe the word, the Bible, the scriptures, that there's nowhere you can run, there's nowhere you can hide. Trust and believe that is true. It says some will run into the mountains, hide into the mountains, and have to be drawn out of the mountains. Some will go underground. Do we not have people living underground now? Whole civilizations underground. It's been there for thousands of years. Some say millions. I let them debate with that. And some of us are still here on the surface saying, nah, it's not true. You ain't been there, so you don't know. You ain't met nobody that's been underground. I have a nephew right now that works hundreds of feet down underground. We pray for him all the time. He got to wear a mask just to go down there. That's where he work. I help raise him, support him. So trust me, it exists. It exists, you all. So much we cannot share. So much. But it's on here. It's in here, you all. You have to dig for knowledge. You got to not want to be ignorant of Satan's devices, meaning not ignore. Ignore is the base word for ignorant. Don't ignore and then go on a rant about it. That's not true. Oh, that's hocus pocus. Oh, that was. Oh no, that's a fluke. That's a comparison. That's people just trying to get money. When all along it's them that's trying to do it. They're not just trying, they're doing it. Because it's just enough of us. It's enough of us, and it's not enough. Well, it's not a lot that are speakers, influencers, ministers, missionaries. It's not a lot of us. It's not more of us than it is you all. And you all know that. But it is our job to ask God for a spirit of discernment. Even if you have been swallowed up, ask God to allow Satan to spew you out so you can be really delivered. I know I asked God to do it for me, and I believe he can do it for me. He can do it for you too. So just know I love you all. Thank you all so much for your questions. We're going to get on the ball this year. I may try to tune back in on Friday for a fabulous fitness, fruitful Friday. We're going to see how this day go. We're going to see how the time going. I may aim in for this same time zone. Note that I love you all. Thank you all for the few questions. I know a lot of us wanted to. I found out that when the rent. Oh yeah, yes, it was brutal, you all. Thank you so much. I hope that it was a blessing to some of you all. I can only speak from the heart and from what I can, the few things, and I mean this is a few things. It seems like it's a lot when we go over an hour, but you all, it's not. You all think about it. Look at all that's going on around us. Just a little bit. Just take a glimpse, because sometimes you can't focus on everything, because it will drive you crazy, as they say. It will drive you insane when you really have to look at this thing from the eye of God, from the God that's within us. And you see, yes, it is enough to make some go mad. Man, I'm watching out for those who's acting like they are when they know. Because some of these people I've been attached to. Some of these people I know don't know any better. And some are just simply going to be lost, because there's just a time that we live in, you all. That's just how it's always been. There's always going to be casualties in war. And that's a sad truth, but it's the truth. And those who have been part of wars, you got to watch. They still got a warlike mentality. They know that, and they don't care. They're all about getting the goods of the land. That's the reason why it's so important for those that have been in the military to really, truly seek God's face, because that spirit is on a lot of them. And so when they get a platform and when they get a chance to teach, they're teaching from the source that they learned from Satan. And when they don't, even when they do, and then they want to be the leaders of truth, and they see that it's an opportunity to make money to do that, then they still, once again, self-righteousness kick in. And that's why you'll see 1 minute uplifting it, and the next minute they glorifying it. 1 minute they're uplifting it, the next minute they glorify it. You choose ye this day whom you gonna serve. You gotta choose which one now. I serve God. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare anybody. I serve the Most High God. Y'all know that I love you all with all of my whole entire soul and being. But yeah, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to, those you all that want to tune in to get your consultations, get your consultation. I know. Yeah, I know. It's funny, but it's not funny. I promise you. Trust me, I get it. I know. But this is time that we living in, where those who really share the truth and those who really, really live by it, this amount to compare to all these that just like to hear it. It's a tinkling sound in the ear, but never have any intentions on practicing it because it's too much like work. And that's what us being sick in this nation and nations beyond this nation has caused us to have. It's a very lazy spirit. Well, I may not ever, if I get to 500 pounds, I'm going to still tell y'all the truth. We look like that mean when y'all seen the little white little blonde girl and her face be fried. Like, how are you gonna be teaching us the truth and you go and even have that as you be dead by then? That ain't no different than us saying, do you notice that when you go to your doctor, we talking about the medical ones now, and if they sick and they said they have cancer, then they should let you know that they really don't know how to take care of themselves. So why should you let you take care of them? And there's a lot of truth to that, you all. That means for naturopaths too. That's for those who claim to know how to eat to live too. I've watched it. No, they don't. They didn't learn how to read and write. But the practice part, that's where that's what we learn from. You practice in what you teach. We learn best by you being an example, not by you just talking. If the teacher never got to a place to where they allow themselves to get educated so that they can learn how to teach you math, then how would you know math? If your mom and daddy, let's say you homeschooled and your mom and daddy didn't know how to do 1 + 1, 2 + 2, then how would you know how? Somebody got to teach you by example. By example. Not by just saying it. You got to write out an example. Well, I'm showing it to y'all in the book. We got to see somebody live it. I don't know about y'all, but it ain't good enough for me to hear about somebody that's eating and I don't see you do it. I mean, see you do it. See, we'll never have that much access to some of us that's tuning in. You never have that much access. So that's why we got to go by the spirit of the person, the energy of the person most of the time. And even that can be manipulative. I know firsthand. But they just can't keep it up for a long time. If you just watch it, it's like The Exorcist. Where we just showed, remember, she was real nice. No, I'm hurting. And then the moment the person got close enough. See, on this internet, ain't no close enough. Going to work for somebody and getting paid, that ain't close enough. For some people it is, but for a lot of people that know that they got a bigger mission, you got to live with it. And then there are some of us that are blessed to see beyond that. You are blessed. No, don't let nobody tell you nothing different. You are blessed. If you can see without having to live with certain people. If you can see without having to always be around them. If you can see beyond somebody paying you to do something or mentioning your name, that is a blessing. because that's the master manipulation. That's the formula to it. If you can sense and you can get your health healthy enough, and I'm about to close, y'all. Here we go. He said, like the Lord preaching, I'm about to close now. If you can see a fruit and I can pick up that papaya and you can sense, you can smell if whether or not it's fresh or not. If you can compare an essential oil against toilet artificial perfume and you can get the aroma there and say, you know what? That's real vanilla right there. You know what? I smell that alcohol content right there. That's artificial. You blessed. See, I got that in me when it comes down to food, y'all. And fragrances. I can smell when something is authentic, even when it's smelling real good. Like the ratio of that is too strong. Even at a certain temperature, I got that in me. They don't like to invite me. They like to tell me last now when it's time to invite to baby showers. And you know how they be playing little games and they say, peek my sit. They don't like to invite me for that part no more, y'all. Because they know I'm a fig. Yeah, I'm that girl. Listen, I'm that chicken poo. They said, nah, let's not tell Felicia because she already gonna know all the sin. Nutmeg versus cinnamon. It's like cloves versus, how can you tell the difference between cloves and cinnamon? I'm like, cloves is more stronger, kind of like dry taste, smell, where cinnamon is spicy and a little zesty. Some of us have that ability. Now we gotta learn how to do that today, y'all, with people that's teaching us. You got to learn how to do that. You got to go beyond the food. This is what I mean by it says it goes beyond the food. Those senses is ignited through the sense and the smell. Your senses is ignited in order to help enhance the brain so that the eyes can see and have the senses to be able to see things before it actually get right in front of your face. See, the way I ate, I shift when it was time for me to be tested in 2020. I noticed the way I ate, my surroundings always shifted, and it threw off. I could tell. I'm like, oh, wait a minute here. That devil was tricky too. So put her to work so she can't see what's going on. Make her do this, make her do that, make her get her this, get her that. And, she care about this, make her do this, make her do that so I can deceive her. But God, I tell you something that cannot never, ever, never, ever, never override. The senses, what you eat, or any type of demonic force. And that's when you have a prayer and meditating life when it comes down to asking God to reveal Satan within himself. Don't be scared, y'all. Ain't no different than you going to the store and asking them, is this a real papaya? Do we got seeds or not? If you come across a good grocer, they're going to say, you know what, we don't know. Since the label not on here, let's slice it open to see. If they don't say that, then you already know you got one that's just trying to sell you some artificial fruit. If I sit down and I ask you about your childhood, if we sit down and I ask you about your mom and your daddy, outside of the image that you portray, if we sit down and I ask you about how was it? How was your marriage? How was it? If I sit you down and you cover that up, then that lets me know where you're not healed at yet. But if you hide it, that lets me know you don't want to. You're too ashamed. Y'all, we got to come out of that in 2025. We can't afford to hide everything in 2025. Well, Dr. Hill, you can't tell everybody everything. I ain't say everybody. I said those who you can truly tell that truly care about, love you, that can help you. You got to ask for that discerning of spirit from God. I know. And sometimes we fail at it. But as long as you got breath in your body, we have to make sure that we practice it until we get better. All right? Hey there, Mr. Logan. Peace, blessings to all the Wellness Channel family. Thanks, Thriving 25. Happy New Year's. Thank you so much, Brother Logan. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Or Sister Logan, I forget. Yeah, I don't know which one. So please forgive me if I miss a female. Yeah, I got to get out of here, y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. Know that I love you all so much. And I look forward to hearing from you all. Remember, those of you all that want your consultations, the deal that's going on for consultations, 25 for 2025. You're only paying $25 for your consultation. Let's see where you're at, you all, so I can help you thrive in 2025. That's my main goal. Okay. And yes, you'll have it set for 25 minutes. No, I'm not gonna do that to y'all. Not gonna do that. Not gonna do that to y'all. Just know that I love you all, and make sure that you call in at 618-388-8100 and text in. If you can't get through, if the line is busy, if it seems like it's clicking over to another one, no, go ahead. Be persistent. This is part of the thriving sensation that we got to have in 2025. You got to be persistent. Get on through there, you all. Get you the deal. Let's get some coaching going on. Let's get some health and wellness going on for 2025, y'all, because you all know we all are going to need it. Okay? Know that I love you all. You all take care of yourself. And I look forward, Sister Jamaica, I have not forgotten. I wind up getting tied with family, but I have not forgotten. We got to get, this is the perfect time. We got to get these consultations done. All right, y'all, take care of yourself.